Welcome to Shop Talk by Elevated Stylist with your hosts Sonia and Jody. We're here to bring you open and honest conversations, education, tools, and opportunities to learn and grow. Shop Talk is the junction of hair, business, and wellness, where we literally talk shop, featuring guests, coaches, experts, and thought leaders in the hair industry. Be sure to join us for new weekly episodes. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Shop Talk. I'm Sonia.
I'm Jody.
Welcome back, everybody. We have been having so much fun reinvigorating the podcast and chatting with so many cool people. And we're excited to be back for this special episode for something we call the Stylist Spotlight. And so today we have a special guest who's actually from Toronto, where we're from. And we're so excited to chat with her, Victoria Pelas. Welcome, Victoria.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being with us. Victoria's been in the industry for over 20 years. She has so much experience. She's an educator, a platform artist. She's been on TV. She's a session stylist, a celebrity stylist. She's practically done it all. And we're so excited to learn a little bit more about her journey. And for you young stylists out there that are just ready to get your hands into hair, this is an episode that you don't want to miss, because you're going to get some wisdom bombs dropped on you today on how you can have a successful and thriving, long-lasting career. Welcome, Victoria. So tell us, like, all the things, like, what's happening? How's your career been? And give us the dish. Give us the shop talk.
It's a pretty big dish. The very first thing I'm going to say is, when I decided to enter this industry, it was because I always loved the celebration of life, and how better than to live every day celebrating life through making people feel beautiful and happy themselves anywhere they go. It's hard work for any newcomer, for anyone thinking of going into this industry. It is hard work and very, very rewarding if you love people.
Yes. Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So I think the key to most successful artists is being nurturing, caring about people, and putting them first. So if you can do that, you'll be successful, in my mind.
I love that you said that, because, you know, we're around salons all the time. We hear it. And sometimes you hear stylists just honestly just shit talking the clients all the time. Like, that's all you hear about. Like, they're never like, oh, I love my clients and this and that. They're honestly sitting there just slamming their clients all the time. I'm like, you're in the wrong business, you know, like, how do you come to work every day if you don't like people? Like, you definitely are so right when you say, like, you have to like people. You have to be able to be compassionate and understanding and really love making people feel good.
Yeah, you have to be curious. You have to be curious about people. Like, you can't just be a mute and just like sit there and watch them. You have to be genuinely interested in getting to know people.
And, you know, our industry is very social and it becomes very interactive. So the one thing that I was always taught right from the beginning was make it personal, but never about the stylist, always about the client. Because it's their time. And if they feel that the time with them is about you and what you're going to do, is a big mistake. Because what you have to make them understand, you are working for them, and they are there for you to make them feel connected to you. And being able to accommodate that, not just as a one-time client, but a continuous client, is being able to be consistent in your work. So every single time that they want to do their color treatment or their haircut or anything like that, if you're consistent, doesn't have to be anything spectacular, but it has to be consistent, they can count on you. and never, ever share their stories.
Great tips.
So true. Yeah, it's so true. Never share their stories. It's like that, what is it? The client
Confidentiality.
confidentiality. It
Yeah.
is true. They come to us with their deepest, darkest secrets, their tears, their joys, and all the things in between. And I think that we have to be able to hold space for them and know that we are a trusted confidant.
Yes.
Yes. Education as a stylist has always been number one, whether I'm taking education or whether I'm transferring the information. You really have to take that seriously. Even today, I'm constantly learning, especially with the events in the last 2 years. This put us in a different plateau. And we basically have to reinvent our whole industry from start to finish, if there is a finish. I hope not.
Yeah. And I think it's a good opportunity for us to step into a different light, right? Like it's kind of like a fresh start. It's coming in, there's so many new techniques, there's so many different product lines and color lines. And it's a great opportunity for us to kind of be like, how do I want to show up as a stylist and an artist and a confidant, like Sonia said, like how do you want to show up? And education is one of the things that, like, knowledge is power. So the more educated you are, the more you're, taking extra classes and watching webinars and all that sort of stuff, the more confident you can be behind your chair.
Yeah. And I think putting it to practice too, I find a lot of, especially in this day and age, since we've been pushed online for the last few years, we've lost that like tangible feeling of like what it is to be in a class and like how to actually use these skills. So it's like, yes, we can do all these classes, but I find that we need to now take action and put it into practice and maybe not overindulge in the education and actually like go out there and use the things that you're doing and put them into practice so that you can build that confidence with your clients.
Yeah. As stylists, whether you've been doing hair for 1 year or whether you've been doing hair for 30 years, we all have to understand we're all in the same game and we are a service industry. So service is number one and performance is number two. So with being said that, I've had so many people throughout my career basically asking me, so who are these celebrity stylists, celebrities that you have come across your path, and do we know any of them? And my answer always is my celebrity clients are no different than my clients in the salon behind the chair. I treat everyone exactly the same way. My performance is always the same, and my service. And once you can keep continuously creating and satisfying both of those needs, confidentiality on your client's life and your visit is the key to success, whether you are working for another salon or as a team on with a company, or whether you are individually a contractor. Those are the keys to success in my mind.
Yeah, I love that.
And what is one class that you've taken throughout your career that has really stood out to you, or that has really like transformed your techniques or the way that you work behind your chair?
It's not really one class. I've been fortunate to have worked beside and taught by idols in our industry all over the world. But I will tell you, the one education that started me for how my work is today was in London, and I'm not going to mention the name, but world renowned. And I remember taking the training. It was back in, I'm going to date myself, in the 80s. And we were literally taught to precision cut. And if your body was not aligned properly, or your hands, they had a big ruler and they would come and tap your body into place to make sure you can make a straight line. So
not like that anymore.
Should be.
not vigorously, but just slightly tapping you into position, lifting your shoulders, you know, chest aligned, your posture. At the time, I was like, what does my posture have to do anything with my work? But if I was never taught how to be a precision artist, I don't think I would have been where I am today, or had the opportunities I had today. So that, for me, to this day, when I'm doing a haircut, I have flashbacks.
Yeah. Well, I know, Sonia, you're Sassoon trained, right? And that goes back to that precision foundation base. And I know that you love really sharing that with everybody, that Sassoon really kind of like made your foundation.
Absolutely. It gives you that like structure that you need as the beginning, like it's the foundation of everything. And from there, you can start to, when you know the rules, then you can break them. But until you know the rules, you can't break them, right? So you know how to now, I know now how I don't have to be like stuck in this one spot. But when I am doing like serious precision haircuts, absolutely, like I still go back to those days. And
right?
Nothing beats the basics. Like I always say, the basics of haircutting, it's like bed mass. Like you cannot solve an equation without bed mass. Like you need to know how this equation works if you're gonna actually solve an equation. It's the same thing with like Vidal Sassoon and the precision cutting that I learned. It's like that is the foundation. Like it's gonna give you so much more power and so much more confidence, so that when you're wanting to create your own style of haircut, you want to have your own individuality, you have that strength and that confidence to be like, yeah, I know exactly what's going to happen if I do this.
The walk before the run.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so tell us a little bit about what you think that young stylists should really focus on to have a successful and long-lasting career. Because I feel like especially in the last few years, I feel like a lot of people have been kind of like dropping off after 5 or 6 years, or like getting to 10 and dropping off. I mean, we've been in the industry almost 20 years ourselves. And we'd love to know like what you think that is foundational for people to have a lasting career, something that's fulfilling, but also long lasting.
When you say dropping off, do you mean leaving the industry? Changing?
Yeah, changing careers, or like, you know, losing their passion, or like they don't know how to get themselves to the next level. Because it's a competitive industry. It is like there's lots going on, and if you don't keep up.
It's definitely a very hard industry, especially for the new generation, and how there's so much pressure now. Before, for us, we had to be great stylists and people would just come to us. The advertising would come from the salons. Now we're all independents within an environment. So everybody has to continuously market themselves. And you have so much social media, you have YouTube. It can become very, very intimidating, right? And very, I would say, I would use politely the word like just entertainment, not real professionalism. Mm-hmm. So social media can fool everybody, and you just don't know where to go, what to do as a client, right? So the first thing you do is you look at their social media, but do you really know anything about your stylist? Or does the stylist really know how to connect with the client? And to this day, yes, I myself have social media, right? But in the last 10 years, can I really say that social media has given me my clientele? No, it's word of mouth. It's my hard work as a stylist, you have to connect with people. And that's why it was so hard for us with COVID. We were very social. You have to go out for dinner. You have to go out to the movies. You have to go out to social events. You have to go take walks. Even in the coffee shop, that's where you're going to meet your clients. Be open to people. Give out your cards.
Yeah.
You have to sell yourself. Otherwise, you can't wait for a salon or to sit there and just feed you clients. That doesn't happen anymore. That used to happen. So you are representing yourself. If you want this profession, you have to educate yourself at the highest level, hands-on, and learn from the people you admire, and continuously market yourself out there. Social media can help, but it's not the answer. And I know that from my own experience. That's what I'm here to tell everyone today.
Yeah, awesome. I love that. I love that message. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with us. We will leave all of Victoria's ways that you can get a hold of her. I know that you offer private one-on-one classes or private classes, and you guys can reach out to her directly and organize that if you're interested. And we're so grateful that you took the time to share with us your story and your experience. And I know that you brought a lot of valuable wisdom to our younger generation and our continuing generation. So thanks so much. And we're grateful for you. Thank you.
Thank you. It's a great industry.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to join the party on our social channels. And if you have any questions, you can reach out via email at hello@elevatedstylist.com. We'd love to hear from you.